The world of giants features two prominent characters, Magneto from the Marvel Universe and Superman from the DC Universe. Magneto, the master of magnetism, is Erik Lehnsherr, a formidable mutant from the Marvel Universe. His magnetic control allows him to perform incredible feats, from lifting massive structures to manipulating the iron in people's blood. This power often puts him at odds with Charles Xavier and the X-Men. Superman, the last son of Krypton, whose real name is Kal-El, was sent to Earth as his home planet faced destruction. Under the name Clark Kent, he becomes the iconic symbol of the DC Universe. With the ability to fly, super strength, heat vision, and near invulnerability, he is a paragon of power and heroism. Before we delve deeper into the debate, please hit the subscribe button to help us out a lot. Thank you so much, and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Magneto and Superman showcase their superior powers. Magneto, with a resolute gaze, can transform any surrounding metal into lethal weapons, creating astonishing scenes. Superman, with an unwavering heart and unparalleled courage, is always ready to protect Earth from any danger. Superman has endured many challenges, gaining extraordinary superpowers as a result. His exceptional strength has been demonstrated by his ability to lift over 1 billion tons. During the Silver Age, Superman performed some incredible feats of strength, including destroying a solar system with a single super sneeze. In intense battles, Superman is not only a symbol of strength but also an image of courage and hope. Each time he faces an enemy, his determination and indomitable spirit are palpable. Standing firm in the midst of storms, he saves the world from natural disasters to fighting against powerful villains. This demonstrates that Superman's abilities far exceed the recorded astounding feats. In All-Star Superman, he is depicted as strong enough to withstand the equivalent force of 200 million tons, seemingly with no limit to his physical strength. Superman also possesses super speed. Flash once mentioned that Superman moves faster than 2,000 miles per second. When he first met the Justice League in DC 52, Superman outpaced Flash in an instant. Superman can surpass the speed of light in the vacuum of space. In DC 52, light takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth, but Superman managed to fly from Earth to space in just a few seconds to rescue someone in distress. That person turned out to be Green Lantern. Superman's power and speed are not just numbers and feats. Among the strongest mutants on Earth, Magneto's power is nearly limitless. He can control all forms of magnetism, generate force fields, and emit electromagnetic pulses to disable electronic devices. Magneto can assemble complex machinery in seconds and manipulate the iron in blood to control human actions. He even exhibits the ability to control energy forms on the electromagnetic spectrum, such as visible light and gamma rays, though he rarely uses these powers. Besides these abilities, Magneto possesses a genius-level intellect. Superman can unleash intense heat beams from his eyes, once incinerating an entire army of doomsday clones with a single blast. He can also increase Earth's temperature to counteract deep freeze threats. Empowered by the Big Bang, Superman has a high degree of invulnerability, making him nearly indestructible. Magneto, whose real name is Max Eisenhart, has witnessed the suffering imposed by humans on those considered different. Meanwhile, Superman represents hope and justice, willing to face any challenge to protect humanity. Magneto, with fiery eyes and steely determination, faces off against Superman, a clash between two ideologies and worldviews. Magneto has previously confronted Hydra, always opposing their ideals with his philosophy. The US government also considers Magneto an enemy, understandable given the times he has threatened them. Professor Charles Xavier and the X-Men are Magneto's oldest and primary adversaries. This is also true for other hero groups like the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Defenders, and Inhumans. Magneto believes that mutants like him can never coexist peacefully with humans. As an alpha mutant, Magneto is considered one of the most powerful mutants ever, with his strength often compared to Superman's. He can withstand laser weapons without disintegrating, as long as the parts of his costume hit by lasers remain intact. Meanwhile, Superman's power limits only emerge when Kryptonians are present on Earth. Individuals from the planet Daxiam, like Mon-El, also possess similar powers but are unaffected by kryptonite and highly susceptible to lead poisoning. Magneto, with all his complexity and determination, fights for mutant rights in every battle and confrontation. In the early days of his career, Magneto acquired Asteroid M as his orbital base and formed the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, featuring prominent members like Wanda Maximoff, also known as Scarlet Witch, and Pietro Maximoff, also known as Quicksilver. He shares a complex relationship with them in the future. Magneto came to the United States to seize a military missile base at Cape Citadel, Florida, but his old friend Xavier and his newly assembled X-Men prevented the situation from escalating. Later, Magneto set a trap for his new enemies by occupying the small nation of Santo Marco in South America and planting a bomb to detonate upon their arrival. However, uncomfortable with Magneto's obsessive war against humanity, Quicksilver helped defuse the bomb. He and his twin sister, Scarlet Witch, soon left the Brotherhood to join the Avengers. Magneto, with his determination to protect mutants and hatred for humans, constantly creates tense and dangerous situations. The complexity in his relationships, especially with Wanda and Pietro, creates tragic moments. Quicksilver's assistance to the X-Men in defusing the bomb was a betrayal, but also an act of brotherhood. Behind his cold and resolute exterior, Magneto harbors inner conflicts. Superman has the ability to regenerate physical damage to his body rapidly. He was able to recover after Wonder Woman slit his throat with her tiara in Wonder Woman 2:19. However, Superman's healing speed is not always consistent. In the first issue of the comic, Batman Alfred was able to remove a kryptonite bullet from Superman's body without fear of the wound closing up too quickly. Please subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot and you'll get to see amazing videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Magneto has experienced many confrontations with the X-Men, often ending with explosions that make them think he's dead, only for him to reappear with a new group of mutants and a new world domination plan. One notable effort was his exploration of the Savage Land and manipulation of Namor Mackenzie, also known as Namor the Submariner. After each failed plan, Magneto created different versions of the Brotherhood until he eventually used his knowledge of genetic engineering to create Alpha, the ultimate mutant. However, Alpha turned Magneto into a helpless infant instead of joining him. Professor Xavier then handed Magneto over to his colleague, Dr. Moira McTaggart, who conducted experiments to alter his thinking. After returning to his adult form, Magneto resumed his battle with the X-Men. Once, after nearly killing the young mutant Kitty Pryde, Magneto began to realize the error of his ways, and decided to cooperate with the X-Men. Knowing that he is the father of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, Magneto tried to reach out to them, but both remained wary of the father they once considered an enemy. Magneto assisted in the fight against the Beyonder and eventually surrendered himself for his crimes against humanity. Magneto, with all his complexity and determination, evolved from the X-Men's arch-nemesis to an unwilling ally. After an attack on Washington, the U.S. government deployed Sentinel robots targeting the mutant population in retaliation. When Xavier's new students, the X-Men, intervened, Magneto learned Xavier was still alive and sent Wolverine to assassinate his old friend. He also kidnapped the president's daughter, temporarily halting the Sentinel campaign. However, the X-Men quickly rescued her. The U.S. government located the Savage Land and launched a massive attack with Sentinels, but Magneto reprogrammed them to attack Washington. As Sentinels ravaged the Capitol, Magneto dragged the president naked onto the White House lawn. X-Men intervened, and Magneto was defeated when his son, Pietro, believing genocide had gone too far, removed his helmet, making Magneto vulnerable to Xavier's powers. Xavier claimed to have killed Magneto but secretly brainwashed him, hoping to rehabilitate him. This transformation did not last long as Magneto's darker nature resurfaced after he and the X-Men leader, Storm, sought an alliance with the Hellfire Club. Magneto deposed the Black King, Sebastian Shaw, proclaiming himself the Grey King, which alienated him from the New Mutants. He then regained control of Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver reunited with his father, planning to rescue his sister and hand Magneto over to the Avengers. The plan succeeded but ended with the heroes believing the Master of Magnetism had died in an explosion. Magneto later repositioned 37 orbital satellites, threatening to start World War III by dropping them on major cities worldwide. He also used his power to cause a volcanic eruption by manipulating the nickel-iron magma beneath the island. Magneto demonstrated his crazy blood control abilities by easily overpowering powerful beings like Hercules. Hercules stated that Magneto's grip on his blood forced him down. This blood control allowed Magneto to incapacitate the Avengers by reversing their blood flow. Reclaiming control of Scarlet Witch and the emotional efforts to reunite with Quicksilver showed the human side of Magneto. Despite his power and ambition, Magneto, with his boundless strength, manipulated the adamantium in Wolverine's clothes, preparing to force him to stab himself. However, luck smiled on Wolverine and his companions, as Magneto decided they needed to live. With his magnetic control, Magneto can redirect nuclear weapons with just a wave of his hand. Magneto's powerful magnetic field can even stop Thor's mighty hammer. Thor believed he could defeat Magneto without assistance, but that confidence was challenged. Magneto also had a side adventure with Rogue of the X-Men and Kevin Plunder, known as Khazar, in the Savage Land. This adventure ended tragically when Magnus faced his long-lost daughter, Zaladane, and was forced to kill her. Afterward, Magneto chose a solitary life on Asteroid M. However, peace did not last as the mutant group Acolytes sought his help to reclaim the island nation of Genosha. the X-Men once again intervened and destroyed Asteroid M, causing more upheaval in Magneto's life. In a fit of revenge, a mutant named Astra restored Magneto's mind but didn't stop there. She created a clone named Joseph to destroy the real Magneto. However, Joseph failed in this cruel mission, and instead saved the entire planet Magneto, in an effort to free mutants from oppression, threatened to destroy the world if the United Nations did not cede Genosha to him. Under extreme pressure, and with no other options, the UN agreed but warned Magneto not to attack any other countries. In a fierce battle, Magneto endured combined attacks from Thor and She-Hulk. Even Thor's mighty hammer, Mjolnir, could not penetrate his magnetic shield. The hellfire of Ghost Rider was also stopped by Magneto's unparalleled magnetic power. The climax of the battle was Magneto facing a savage Phoenix, blocking even cosmic energy blasts. Magneto stood tall as an indomitable symbol, a raging magnetic storm swirling around him. His absolute power made his opponents tremble, and the world realized that even in isolation or under attack, Magneto remained a force to be reckoned with. Magneto was revealed to be one of the 12, a group of mutants prophesied to bring a new era for their kind. Apocalypse captured this group, hoping to use them for his evil purposes. However, Magneto cleverly harnessed the power of another mutant to compensate for his weaknesses and defeated the genetic tyrant. When the legacy virus was cured, Magneto exploited the mutants under his command to declare war on humanity. But the X-Men stood in opposition and severely injured him, leaving his nation defenseless. Genosha was subsequently destroyed by Cassandra Nova's Sentinels, and its 16 million mutant inhabitants were massacred. Magneto possesses super speed, though not as fast as Superman, but still capable of flying and moving extremely quickly. He can deflect and catch bullets with absolute precision. In a confrontation with Deadpool, Magneto's speed allowed him to catch up with his son, Quicksilver. Magneto's wrath exploded violently, a storm of hatred and power. Magneto stood like a god of war, proudly undefeatable. The battles he participated in were always filled with blood and tears. Magneto's fate always teetered on the thin line between hero and villain, a life full of unexpected twists. Magneto's discoveries in nuclear physics could place him among the giants of scientific history. In conclusion, Superman might be stronger and more agile physically, but in a different scenario, Magneto's magnetic shield would protect him from Superman's attacks. Magneto has withstood the combined might of Thor and She-Hulk, and even resisted the assault of a wild and savage Phoenix. Magneto joined Scott Summers, also known as Cyclops of the X-Men, on their homeland island, Utopia. There, he worked with the team to protect the remaining mutants and engaged in combat missions worldwide. During this time, Magneto helped Rogue in the fight against the Children of the Vault, and discovered that 2 members of the Young Avengers might be reincarnations of Scarlet Witch's lost sons, Billy Kaplan, known as Wiccan, and Tommy Shepard, known as Speed. Despite warnings not to interfere, Magneto could not stop himself from delving into dangers. He continued to face dark forces and challenges, from old enemies to new threats. Magneto once again took a leadership position among the X-Men, or at least part of them, as they sought a cure for the Terrigen Mist, a toxin poisoning mutants. During the Second Superhuman Civil War, he fought relentlessly to stop Inhuman Ulysses and his predictive judgments, while mentoring the time-displaced teenage X-Men and opposing Captain America and his secret empire. Still, there might be hope for Magneto's reformation. Although Superman could potentially kill Magneto with a powerful punch or incinerate him with heat vision, it would not be easy given Magneto's strength. Magneto can survive in space without assistance, thanks to his ability to create atmospheric bubbles to prevent suffocation. Most notably, Magneto has full control over human blood due to its iron content, and Superman's blood is no exception. These conflicts are not just about brute strength but also about intelligence. Magneto is truly a formidable opponent. When this fateful battle occurred, Magneto and Xavier had intense exchanges with Moira, who could live multiple lives due to her resurrection power and reset the timeline. They realized that resurrecting precogs like Irene Adler, also known as Destiny, could reveal the truth and destroy their efforts to build Krakoa. This fear became a reality when Mystique forced Magneto and Xavier to resurrect her wife, Destiny. Magneto was filled with conflicting and painful emotions. He had to face not only external enemies but also pressures and ghosts from the past. His sacrifice was a testament to his loyalty and determination to protect the future of mutants, knowing that the road ahead was full of harsh and dangerous challenges. In red blood cells, a protein called hemoglobin contains metallic iron, but this does not prevent Magneto from controlling Superman's blood. No matter how strong and agile Superman is, he cannot escape Magneto's iron control. The mutant's resurrection ability has attracted the attention of the Eternals, entities created by the alien space gods Celestials to protect Earth from threats. This resurrection became an opportunity for the Eternals to attack the mutants, with Prime Eternal Druig leading the assault. He sent Uranos, one of his most powerful allies, to deal with Arakko. In the fierce battle, Magneto and Storm confronted Uranos and ultimately triumphed, but the price was Magneto's life. What do you think? I know you will have thoughts and feelings about this. Thank you for watching. That's today's video. We want to know your opinions. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll stop here. Thank you.